Hi, I'm Adrian and I'm a Booksy ambassador, and I'm here to show you how to run a workshop or a fitness class via Booksy. So your client will be able to book on and book into said class or said workshop through your diary and pay online so you can secure that prepayment and avoid cancellation. So I've got a screen recording to go along with what we're doing today. So I'm showing you on a desktop, and you can do the majority of this on the Booksy 3.0 app as well. So what I've done is I've clicked on the settings toggle on the bottom of my viewfinder. I'm going to click on services setup. Click on services and I'm going to click add a new service. I'm going to call the service Booksy Workshop. I haven't set a category for it because I want it to show up at the top of my service menu on my Booksy profile. I'm going to make the class an hour long, and I'm going to make the price £100. I'm going to turn off some other staff members because I'm the one who's going to be teaching the class and it needs to suit the hours that I'm working. So we'll ignore the resources tab just for a moment, and we'll go into details and we'll call it a 20-person class. We'll call the no show protection button, we'll click it on. Now this will help you create a prepayment online. I would suggest taking half or 100% of the fee. It means that your client is most likely to show up because they want to avoid a cancellation fee and leaves you with a prepayment up front, and they're more likely to turn up. So I've clicked that, it says 100%, so they will take a full payment of the service up front. I'm going to click on settings and then I'm going to allow self-booking. That means that people can see it in the application. I'm going to make it blue just so that I can see when I'm looking on my virtual diary that I can see that the blue one means that it's my class. So booking intervals, so our class is an hour long, so I'm going to leave that as an hour opening. Now my padding time will allow me time before and after my class to get going. That might be just to have a cup of coffee and reset and talk to clients before the class, or you might have to set up kettlebells, floor mats, or if you're teaching in a different industry, you might have to set something up. So I'm going to leave a 30 minutes padding time either side of my service. Now this is the important one, parallel clients. So at the moment it's saying not allowed. So if you were to just book one person in, that's what it would be on. But we want 20 people to book into the same class. Now this does allow up to 50 people, and we're going to keep it on 20. I'm then going to go through into for the client. So a message I'm going to write, please be on time. I'm then going to click and add a question to client. So in a fitness class or a fitness workshop, it's very important to do a PARQ, a physical readiness questionnaire. So I'm going to ask them a question. Have you done your PARQ? And I'm going to click save. Now that's going to prompt them to leave me an answer. Most likely yes, or how do I get hold of the PARQ? Now you could leave an HTML link to your client in the message box so that they know that they could click through to something like Jotforms, where you could have a form ready for them to do before they get to the class, saving any faffing around before the class starts. So we're going to click save, and now showing on my service menu in Booksy is Booksy Workshop. Now that could be nothing new for you if you've already used Booksy. You go, okay, I know how to click a service. But how do you do that so that 20 clients can book in at a certain time, every week, and recurring bookings? Or if it's a workshop for a one-off, I would probably call that Booksy Workshop on X date. Now what's important here is we now go through to staff management and resources. Now it's going to show what staff are and what services they can do on this menu. Now if I click resources and I add a new resource, and I'm going to call that Booksy Workshop. I'm going to click 20 people. Now I'm going to click assign services, and then I'm going to find the Booksy workshop, and I'm going to click select. So now that service is attached to that resource. I'm going to click save, and now the Booksy workshop is showing in my resource, but I'm not being very specific in regards to the time. So now that we've saved that, it gives us the option of going into our working hour. It'll then say go to staffer shift. Now these staffer shifts are only set against this resource, against our Booksy workshop. So I'm going to do it on a Sunday at 9 o'clock. And we're going to set it for an hour session. So you can see here it says 9 until 10 with an hour break. And I'm going to click save. Now what's really important to tell you at this point is you have to be available on that slot in your calendar. So your staffer shift associated with your schedule has to suit that workshop. So I know that myself is not available on that Sunday. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to click go staffer shifts on my personal account, and I'm going to go 9 until 10. Obviously, if you've already were in those working hours, you won't need to adjust this. So it now show that between 9 and 10 on a Sunday, I'm available to do the workshop. So I'm going to click save, apply. Now there's another step here. I have to go back to my business settings, go back to services setup. I'm going to find the Booksy workshop, and now I'm going to assign the resource that we've just made back to that service. You see it's here, Booksy workshop. So now the time that I've allocated via the resource is attached to the service on your Booksy menu. I'm now going to click save. So my Booksy workshop will now allow 20 people to book into it, with a fee of 100 lasting an hour, and they will only be able to book on a Sunday at 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. Obviously, as I said earlier, you can be date specific on that group. So now if I click on Booksy and I refresh the page, it's now going to show the Booksy workshop as a bookable class for up to 20 people to book into that class. So I'm going to book it. So I'm going to click the service. It's showing for Sundays at 9 p.m. I'm going to click confirm and follow through with my payment, and I'll get a response to say that I'm booked into the class. Now, let's say you want to hold that slot as a just in case you don't want someone to book. If you go back to your actual physical diary and manually book yourself in, you can create a holding slot against that. So I'm going to click select a client or leave empty for a walk-in. I'm going to click Booksy workshop, and then I'm going to click save. It's going to prompt me, and I'm going to say not to add client details. So now I have 19 available slots left in the same hour. So just to give you an example, I could do it again. So I'm going to go leave slot empty, Booksy workshop, go down, click save. I'm not going to add details, and now I have 18 slots left in the same space. It works really well. It's a really good, effective way to teach a workshop, to teach a class. As I said, you can use this in any industry. I use it in fitness industry for kettlebell classes, yoga classes, HIIT classes, strength and conditioning workshops. So I'm Adrian, and you can follow me on Instagram at Rebel Fitness. I'm a Booksy ambassador, and follow me for more fitness, business, marketing tips. I shall see you on the next video.